evening, Carmen, and welcome to my first segment of cooking with wine. Tonight I'm making my Bolognese. Started with a small yellow onion, a couple handfuls of baby carrots, and a few celery stalks. And in a bit I've got some fresh chopped herbs that came off my new plants that I got. I've got basil, oregano, and rosemary. The one on the right is mint. I didn't use mint for this. And I don't actually plan to put the wine into the Bolognese because it wouldn't really go. This is an 05 cab that I've had aging since 05, and I'll just see how it goes with the Bolognese when it's done. So let's let this cook up a little bit. Alright, now I've added ground beef and 8 ounces of tomato sauce, and about 4 ounces of heavy cream. We're going to have a different style Bolognese tonight. And then I'm adding the pepper and nutmeg to my fresh herbs because I don't have fresh of those. I also don't have thyme, so I'm going to add a little bit in this dash, which also means I don't have to add salt, which is healthier. So we're going to let this simmer for a bit before we put the herbs in, because the closer you put the herbs in to the end, the more you'll taste them. Let me turn this down a little bit and let it do its thing. It'll cook away a little bit of liquid, so it's not going to be this soupy when it's done. I've also started boiling our linguine over here, so that'll be ready. Well, it'll actually be ready well before this is ready. This is supposed to go for about 20 minutes, but I never managed to wait that long. So this is the wine we're drinking tonight, Vampire Cabernet. Every October they sell it at World Market, and I always pick up a few bottles, and for some reason in 05 I bought 3 bottles of the cab, so we got an extra because we didn't have any cheap wine sitting in the fridge, and so that's what we're drinking tonight. Also, this recipe originally came out of this old book that I got for free from Craigslist, and I'd followed the recipe faithfully a couple of times, and it came out great. Actually, the first time I added some extra peppers and onions that we had left over from Acapulco. We had fajitas one night and couldn't finish all our vegetables, so I just threw them in and they were amazing. So that's why I already knew that I could play with this recipe a little bit. It's the pasta bolognese. And that it wouldn't do it any harm. So this time, and this always actually came out just a little bit dry, because we don't put in the tomatoes because we don't like tomatoes. So that's why I put, this time, the can of tomato sauce, and instead of the 3/4 cup of milk, that's why I put in the cream this time. So if you want to see what it looks like now, we've already got the herbs in it. It's been simmering for about 6-7 minutes now. Our pasta actually might be done now. Let's take a look. If anyone has suggestions on a good way to get a piece of pasta out to test, please do let me know, because clearly I don't have that down yet. And the only way I know how to taste it, or to test it, is to taste it. So, yeah, that's fine. So, turn that off. And this can go a little bit longer while we drain that. If my helpers would get out of my way, they're not very helpful at all. They always just stand right in my way. So, shoot, shoot. Salut, it's dinner time. You want to see a bowl? See how it's not soupy? We got the linguine all mixed in and everything. And it looks very hot, so I'm going to let it cool off just a minute. But, good night.